We're going to hop into this without the intro, though, so getting into game. Once again, all these matches are, of course, live. Spawning here at the bottom left corner of the map, it's going to be Complexity Sound Blasters, blue Zerg player, Moosegills.
Yep, right. As the Red Terran, it's Kelazhur.
So just going back on that last point, again, I'm sorry guys, it's a little unprofessional to talk about this or whatever the case may be, but should that be the case and should Zombie be unable to stream for whatever reason, the qualifiers will still play out. We won't hold them up. We have to get this done tonight. There's no question about it because we need the players to be qualified to play tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time versus Polt versus Scarlet and have that group play out. So again, our sincerest apologies that if things disappear, but fingers are crossed they won't. It's been smooth so far and I won't jinx it. Knock on all that wood, right?
It's not like a cure.
It is. Shut up. I'm superstitious.
Yeah,
I
I know.
throw it over my shoulder too.
I know, man. It's always an odd thing to learn about you.
Like, not religious. Don't buy into any bullshit. But for some reason, I'm superstitious. I don't.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, Kelazhur played that game pretty fantastically, but I'm not surprised so much as just shocked that the Marauder composition worked. Like, that was cool to see. So, like, it's not like I've never heard of Mass Marauders winning a game, but there were so many times where, like, there was a full surround on them, and concave, the rule of StarCraft 2 is concaves win. Like, it blew my mind that worked so well.
I kind of already went over the fact that I prefer Marauders. Whenever I see someone not get, like, a ton of Marauders versus Roach Hydra, I'm always like, why? Why? And you could say, like, okay, well then if they don't get Mass Marauders, maybe they'll get double tank production, and that's great too. I just feel like the longer the game goes on too, like if you're forced to go in a double tank production, you're relying so much on the defense that the Roach Hydra player just says, oh, okay then, and it goes up to like a hive, and Vipers are something very effective against like 10, 15 tanks. But the way that Kelazhur played, even if he wasn't winning the straight up engagements, he had so much very beefy bio army, he would have started dropping everywhere. You know, that was a second choice if he wanted to, but he just won the game, so that was much easier.
Well, as far as openers go for Kelazhur, we did see that Reaper pop out, but it follows up with a quicker reactor. We're going to have the command center and low ground too. All about standard as you would expect, so can he get any damage done with the Reaper? It's the only real question we have right now. 6 lings are on the way. Should be more than enough to defend.
You think Moosegills is going to do the same thing? If he does go for Roach Hydra, I really want him to not go for that 1-1 Roach push first. It did some damage, but it lost a lot of Roaches, in my opinion.
I don't think the Roach Hydra composition wasn't a bad choice, in my opinion. We've seen that particular composition, well, it's mostly Roaches, I guess, for the most part. But we've seen that composition beat players like Major to the point where they almost fall out of a group, almost lose a best of 5, you know? For him to stick with it on merry-go-round, I don't think would be a bad choice at all. But at the same time, we just saw Kelazhur deal with that more effectively than we've seen some of the best players from Korea deal with that.
Where's the second supply depot? Oh, you put it in the back for whatever reason. That's just asking for trouble. That's just asking for lings to barely get into your main.
Yeah. Well, the second gas was taken, so Banshee's gonna pair up with this. Maybe? Question mark? Tech Lab?
Either a tech lab or an armory. Or both.
I was gonna say, he's got the money for the Tech Lab. I feel like it's way too late to start now. So, yeah, Marine's going to be pumped out with that medevac for that classic push. It's very strong, very hard to deal with. Whether the armory's paired up with this or not, even if it's just raw Hellions, like just bringing 4, 6, 7 Marines, kind of just all you need to kill queens.
Moosegills going for that Roach Warren again. He did have a lack of speed as well, so could have expected that. I just, even against... Yeah, and it is going to be an armory, so talk about the Hellbats. Even against, Hellbats and Marines, like, Roaches, you need a lot of them. And then you get, like, 15 Roaches, and suddenly you're done with 15 Roaches that don't have speed, and you think that maybe they're a little useless. The counterattack doesn't go so well, and I don't know, I just see the situation happen so often, and I'm never really impressed with it. As opposed to Baneling defenses against Hellbats, which always seem to go so effectively. They're always, like, swamp and kill.
Yo, this shit of thunder and lightning now. This is getting so much worse, guys. If I die, this is my online will. Partoof can have all my stuff, and Zombie Grub can have base trade TV. Like, ugh.
Should it be Partouf can have all your stuff and Zombie can have all the Partoufs?
No,
Whoa.
you'll never get all the Partouf Slamming Grub. Never! Not until you learn to honor your bets.
Hey. Oh wait, the Fear Dragon paid me. Okay, so Fear Dragon honors his bets.
Well, you honor your debts too. Bets, same difference, right? Breaks through the evolution chamber wall. First helmet's gonna fall. Roaches are here, but are they gonna be enough is the big question. There's a lot of Marines with this. There's a lot of actual DPS, not just the burst from these Hellbats. But looks like with the medevac in full retreat, this army's gonna get abandoned, and I think Moosegills is okay, that was really good at the end. That went from being an okay hold to a really good hold.
Yeah. The Banshee's out though, so now we just have to, you know, that exact same scenario I was talking about, right? We're like, okay, it's not 1-1 Roach, but he has these Roaches he made for, you know, I think purely defense, I think. Adds a couple more onto it as he realizes a counterattack is like, you have to try. You know, even if you don't think you're gonna do anything, you're still gonna try. But with a Banshee follow-up, he won't die. He might take SCV losses, but he won't die.
Banshees have some pretty nice damage. Sadly, that bunker's not going to go to use. Retreats to the
Oh,
main,
no.
but there's absolutely nothing close to a wall here. What is he? What? Oh!
Not even gonna try?
Put in a last-minute depot. Move the factory back. Anything? Now he's going to have to pull SCVs into this. He's going to lose stim. That's going to suck.
At least it wasn't too far gone, I guess. Like consolidation.
The bright side. The silver lining, if you will.
You know, honestly, just even though the Roaches got up into the main, which probably shouldn't happen, the two Banshees do clean this up, and you know, he didn't take any SCV losses.
Well, 2-ish, but yeah, pretty much virtually none.
Yeah, okay, well, anyways. He's got the third CC, of course, on the way, and he does put down the production. Still no supply depot on top. But yeah, Moosegills gave, not gave. You know, that was a lot of Roaches, again, that went down, that won't be paired up with the Hydras as the follow-up, and Hydras are on the way already. Kind of have to be, seeing those Banshees out.
Swerving, juking, and jiving. Well, this Banshee, sadly, has got an oversuit to contend with, so not going to get that free damage that Kelazhur was looking for. Once again, the Roach Hydra, definitely the weapon of choice here for Moosegills. Upgrades coming up in just a second, time to be 1-1, but I think one of the things is this is a map where you got a little bit short of a rush distance, your creep's going to spread a little bit further, and thus benefit your Hydras a little bit more. You know, Hydra speed off a creep is still nothing compared to on creep, and the mobility is a big deal when it comes to surrounds, mobility is a big deal when it comes to clumping up on those bioforces, but unlike last time, you know, Kelazhur's not exactly sitting here on a third base. He's not exactly sitting in here with like 8 Raxes. His production is yet to pick up, and his starport's got no reactor yet. Like, medevac's gonna be not out for a long time.
Yeah. Sim was just the tiniest bit delayed as well. So he'll have to be more careful. And merry-go-round, it used to be like we always brought up Roach Hydra because it was always done on this map. But Moosegills haven't done it last game, and this being this map, definitely expect it again. You know, if you take a third, no matter where you take the third, your opens up to a concave. So therefore, your tanks, which you are going to get against Roach Hydra, aren't as useful. And Moosegills is a very, you know, good attack. Actually, no, wait, no. I thought maybe his 2-2 would finish up just before Kelazhur's 1-1, and that would have been so bad, but they'll pair up at the exact same time.
I mean, extractors and refiners are pretty OP. The Banshees fire 3 shots, 6 shots, whatever. Drone doesn't take any damage. Roach had like 2 shots off on SCVs here, didn't take any damage. If there's other way to utilize that like offensively.
So, I think Moosegills would have had a much easier time winning the game just straight up with like 2-2 Roach Hydra in this game specifically, but he actually decides to go for a faster hive. So he's gonna have Vipers, and if he wants to, I guess potentially go up to Breedlords, but definitely Vipers.
I'm liking Moosegill's spot right now. Comfortably sitting on that third base. He's creeping up the 4th of Kelazhur. The other 4th will probably get creeped up later if he gets the Overlord over. Or hell, if his creep spread just gets there on its own.
Yeah. I like it as well. Kelazhur was already going to be just a little bit defensive, even more defensive after that Roach attack, and now, you know, he's probably going to be waiting for the Roach Hydra attack, because I don't think he saw the hive. Nah, hasn't seen the lair. So, you know, if you see that the hive is on the way, you kind of have to decide, like, should I try and push them right now, at least force them to make armies so that their transition isn't as powerful? Or do I just like kind of like admit defeat and let them get Vipers and maybe include some Vikings or something so at least they die? But without any knowledge whatsoever, he's just going to be holed up on two bases waiting for an attack that, won't come until it has very powerful Vipers.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like Vipers, we've seen players that just use the abducts to nitpick an army to death. We've seen blinding clouds up to screw a complete army over, but I don't know. Like I feel like as cool as the Vipers are to have, they're not actually that big of a necessity to the army right now. Like they're gonna help, and they're gonna make them win,
yeah.
but it's like one of those things where I think you could do it without them too.
I do as well. I I definitely do. I mean, if Kelazhur had pushed out at any point, I think Moosegills would have tried. If you see a good opportunity, you definitely would have done it. But seeing as Kelazhur has been holed up on two bases, going for the hive is definitely the right choice. And it's going to be so hard for Kelazhur to make up for that. He's got to survive just like 2 or 3 very powerful attacks. And with only 1 upgrade on the way. Where's the 2 armor?
So I can't remember. You are one of the folks that has played the campaign for Heart of the Swarm, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay, thank God. It's one of the few things I like so much about you, Zamigro. Because there's so many players that have never touched the campaign. So many other casters who have never even seen the campaign.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me that I don't get why they had Mutalisks evolve into Vipers, but not for multiplayer. Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Because it would encourage more Mutalisk play into transitions, right?
I totally forgot that was the case.
Yeah, I always look at those wings and it's like the first thing I think of. Evolution.
Oh, we have Kelazhur pushing out here, but without the upgrades.
Those blinding clouds are really nice on top of the tanks. Gotta pull the Vipers back so he doesn't lose them though. Expensive units, but as you said, guys, with or without those blinding clouds, that's a great fight for Moosegills. Problem is, though, as the blinding clouds start wearing off, these tanks are going to get a little bit better. He's going to get on top of those tanks, take them out pretty quickly. Moves forward with a small amount of the Hydras and Roaches. Doesn't sacrifice them all, but still, at the end of the day, is going to wipe this army.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to defend this third that he just took either.
100 supply, wow.
He didn't have... He didn't have to push out. I don't think he realized that Vipers are going to be out here. And okay, he wanted to do damage. Definitely want to do some damage. But I think if he knew Vipers were already out and the army was already max with 2/2, he would have opted to go for like Doom drops or just any type of drops. And that would have been the better choice. But he was always going to be in a difficult position because his third was so late. And his army just was never impressive with the lack of upgrades. So he's already kind of in a losing situation. And now he just lost. Soon Moosegills is going to push in here and just kill him.
That's an odd situation for Kelazhur. I mean, for someone who made that last game look so easy, I am shocked that it's come down to this, where he's struggling.
Complete opposite. As impressed as I was last game, I'm just as, I guess, disappointed.
Yeah. Moosegills with a full round this time. He's got upgrades looking pretty nice for him. He's going to chase this down. I do like the kiting, though. Gets away from the Roaches and gets away the north side of the fight, so he fights this army in smaller amounts, but still, though, not going to be enough. Good game well played is called, and Moosegills will tie up this series with that victory. 1-1, sending us to the ace match. Damn, we're getting a lot of